Hey. Time for another Out of This World story from rSpace. Here's the thing about quiet people. They watch, they wait, and when they finally move, they make it count. Today on rSpace, secrets don't stay secrets when you keep tossing logs on the fire. She thought she could play me, but I burned her game to the ground. My girlfriend and I had been together for 7 years, married for 4. We moved into a new apartment in a decent city a while back, thinking it was a fresh start. The place was nice, 2 bedrooms, balcony, good location. We had a joint savings account we'd been building for years, planning to use it for a big trip abroad. Everyone thought we had made it. People would joke about how we were the couple that never fought, always on the same page. I thought so too, until it all went to hell. Fast forward. I started noticing things weren't right. She used to tell me everything. Stupid stuff like what she ate for lunch, or if she saw a funny dog on her way home. But then she just stopped. She'd come home, barely say a word, and head straight to her phone. I'd ask how her day was, and she'd give me one-word answers or just shrug. It was like living with a stranger. I tried to brush it off, thinking maybe she was stressed, but it kept getting worse. Her phone became her lifeline. She'd lock it the second I walked into the room, started taking calls in the other room, closing the door behind her. I knew something was up. She'd never been like this before. Then there was the late nights. She'd come home hours after she said she would, claiming she had to run errands or meet a friend. One time, she didn't even bother with an excuse, just walked in at 10 p.m. and acted like it was normal. The final straw came when my buddy pulled me aside. He looked uncomfortable, like he didn't want to be the one to say it. He told me he'd overheard her on the phone at a coffee shop a few days earlier. She was laughing, talking about keeping things discreet, and mentioned some guy named Ryan. He didn't want to jump to conclusions, but he thought I should know. My stomach dropped. I thanked him and played it cool, but inside I was raging. I started watching her closer, and she was dressing up more for these so-called errands. New perfume, tighter clothes, the works. One night, she came home, and I swear I smelled cologne on her. Not mine. I didn't say anything, just filed it away. I needed proof before I did anything. I got my chance when she left her laptop open. I opened her email. She'd left it logged in, probably didn't think I'd check. There it was, a thread with some guy named Ryan. Flirty messages, plans to meet at a bar, and a hotel receipt from a week ago. My hands were shaking. I screenshotted everything. I emailed it to myself and logged out before she got back. I didn't want her to know I was onto her yet. I waited a couple of days, planning my move. She came home late again, this time with some half-baked story about helping a friend. I'd had enough. I printed out the screenshots and laid them out on the kitchen table like a dang crime scene. When she walked in, I told her we needed to talk. She saw the papers and froze. I asked her who Ryan was. She tried to play dumb, saying he was just a friend and I was blowing things out of proportion. You're really going to lie to my face? I've got the emails, the hotel receipts. You're not that slick. She got defensive, saying I had no right to go through her stuff. I told her she lost that right when she started sneaking around. She tried to flip it, saying I was controlling, that I didn't trust her. I wasn't having it. I told her she had 1 hour to pack a bag and get out. She started crying, saying it was a mistake, that it didn't mean anything. I didn't care. I told her I wasn't interested in her excuses and pointed to the door. She dragged her feet, trying to talk me out of it, saying we could work through it. I told her there was no we anymore. She broke that the second she chose to cheat. She packed a bag, still trying to guilt trip me, saying I was throwing away 7 years over nothing. That pissed me off the most. She had the nerve to act like I was the one ruining things when she was the one screwing around. I told her she didn't get to play the victim. She made her choice, and now she could live with it. She left, saying she'd stay with a friend. I didn't care where she went, as long as it wasn't there. The next morning, I called a divorce lawyer. I met with him that afternoon, brought him the screenshots, and laid out everything. He was straight with me, said we needed to protect my assets before she tried anything shady. I told him about our joint savings account, which we'd both been putting away money into for years. He suggested freezing it so she couldn't touch it while we sorted things out. I gave him the green light. I texted her the divorce papers were coming and to find somewhere else to stay. She said I was being cruel, that I didn't even give her a chance to explain. I sent one reply. You explained enough when you booked a hotel with Ryan. We're done. Then I blocked her number. The apartment was in my name, so I didn't have to worry about her coming back. I changed the locks anyway, just in case. She had some clothes and random stuff left behind, so I boxed it all up and dropped it at a storage unit. I texted her the access code and told her not to show up at the apartment. If she tried, I'd call the cops. A few days later, I met with the lawyer again. He had the divorce papers ready and said we should file citing infidelity. He also suggested getting a forensic accountant to look at our finances. I told him to do whatever it takes. She kept trying to reach me through other numbers, even got her friend to call and say she was a mess, crying all the time, and I should at least hear her out. I told the friend I'd already heard enough lies. The last time we talked, she spent half the time making excuses and the other half trying to make me feel like the bad guy. I can't wait to have her out of my life for good. The way she slowly started shutting down on you? That's the part that stings the most. When somebody you shared your whole life with suddenly acts like a roommate who's annoyed you exist. That's a gut punch. And then pulling the classic, "you're being controlling" card when she's the one sneaking around? Nah, come on. Update. Alright, I posted a while back about catching my soon-to-be ex-wife cheating with some guy named Ryan and kicking her out after finding proof in her emails. I got the divorce process started and made sure to lock down my finances. After I kicked her out, my lawyer started digging into our finances to make sure everything was above board for the divorce. He called me up and said he found something that didn't sit right. She'd opened a separate savings account at a different bank, one I didn't know about, and had a chunk of money in it, about $10,000. From what he could tell, she'd been quietly funneling cash into it for months, probably thinking she could keep it hidden when we split. We'd been saving together for years, and here she was, setting herself up to screw me over while she was off with Ryan. My lawyer said her not disclosing the account was a big deal and could hurt her in court. I told him to use it against her. I decided to hit her where it'd sting, her social circle. She'd been acting like the victim, crying to anyone who'd listen about how I was the bad guy for ending things. I put together a file with the email screenshots, the hotel receipt, and a quick rundown of her affair. I sent it anonymously to a few of Ryan's friends and family whose contacts I found online. It wasn't hard to track them down. A couple of days later, my buddy told me her name was Mud with Ryan's crew. They stopped talking to her, and even Ryan started ghosting her, probably because he didn't want the drama. When we got to the next court hearing, my lawyer was ready to go. He presented the evidence of her hidden account, showing how she'd been stashing money without telling anyone. She tried to spin it, saying it was just for personal expenses, and she didn't think it mattered. The judge ordered her account frozen until they could figure out what was marital property. She sat there, looking like she'd been punched in the gut. After the hearing, she tried calling me from a new number. I don't know how she got it, but she was desperate. She begged me to talk to my lawyer and get the court to unfreeze her account. She said she was broke, crashing at a friend's place and couldn't keep up. "Why the hell would I help you?" I said. She started crying, saying she didn't mean to hurt me, that she just needed a way out. I told her she should have thought about that before she started sneaking around. She tried to flip it, saying I was being cruel and ruining her life. I cut her off and said she did that herself when she chose her affair partner over our marriage. I hung up and blocked the number. That call just made me double down. My lawyer explained that her hiding the account wasn't just shady, it was perjury, since she didn't disclose it during the divorce proceedings. He said it could tank her chances of getting anything in the settlement. I told him to push it as far as he could, to make sure she couldn't pull any more stunts. I contacted our bank and got our joint account frozen. Neither of us could touch it until the court sorted it out. I had my own savings, all declared legit, so I was fine. But I knew she was banking on that joint account to get by, especially with her hidden one locked up. When I told her about the freeze, she went off. She called me, yelling that I was trying to screw her over, that it wasn't fair. She threw some insults my way, but I just laughed and hung up. The divorce process kept moving, and my lawyer was confident we had her backed into a corner. The hidden account was a game changer. I also made sure to keep her out of my life. She tried reaching out through her other people, like her friend, who messaged me saying that she was struggling and just needed to talk. I told them I wasn't her therapist and to stop contacting me. To add to her problems, I heard through my buddy that Ryan was completely out of the picture. Apparently, after I sent the file to his friends, he didn't want anything to do with her. She was left with no boyfriend, no money, and no one to lean on. The court's still sorting out the final details. The evidence of her affair and the hidden account is solid, and the judge isn't going to let her off easy. I'm making sure every step of this divorce is airtight, so she can't wiggle out of the consequences. I'll post another update when there's more to tell. Thanks for the support on my last post. It's good to see people backing me up on this. That hidden savings account? That's some next level shady. She was planning her escape route and thought you'd just roll over while she drained your joint savings and skipped off with Ryan. Joke's on her. He dipped the second things got messy. She ended up broke and alone. Don't let her guilt trip you. She was all in on screwing you over until the consequences caught up. You're just protecting yourself and what's rightfully yours. Update. It's been a while since my last post. The divorce has been a grind, but it's finally done. And let me tell you, she didn't come out of this looking good. She tried every trick in the book to weasel her way out, but I made sure she faced the music. Here's how it all wrapped up. After the court froze her hidden account, things moved fast. My lawyer kept me in the loop, saying her failure to disclose that $10,000 was a major screw-up on her part. We pushed hard to make sure she didn't get away with it. The divorce hearings were tense. She kept trying to spin things, acting like she was the victim. Fast forward, the final court date came around. My lawyer laid out everything. The emails proving her affair, the hidden account, and how she'd been planning to screw me over for months. She tried to play the "it was just personal savings" card again, but the judge wasn't having it. He called her out for perjury, plain and simple. Her lawyer tried to argue that some of the money was hers alone, but the evidence was stacked against her. The judge ruled that 75% of her hidden account was marital property, meaning I got $7,500 of it. The joint account, which we'd frozen, was split 80-20 in my favor because of her dishonesty. That gave me another $12,000 from what we'd saved together. She walked away with scraps, about $3,000 total for both accounts. On top of that, she got hit with a $4,000 fine for lying to the court. Her lawyer tried to push her alimony, arguing she needed support to start over. My lawyer shut that down quick, pointing out she had a job and her actions disqualified her from getting a dime. The judge agreed, and she got nothing. She also had to cover half my legal fees, which included the cost of digging up her hidden account. That was another $3,000 out of her pocket. By the time the dust settled, she was broke and fuming. A few days after the divorce was finalized, she emailed me. I don't know why I even opened it, but I guess I was curious what she'd tried next. She said she was struggling to make rent, stuck crashing at a friend's place, and needed help. She had the nerve to ask for a small loan to get her through, promising she'd pay it back. You've got to be kidding. You cheated, lied, and tried to steal from me. Figure it out. I hit send and forwarded the email to my lawyer, just in case she tried to pull something. I heard through my friend that Ryan was long gone. Apparently after I sent those screenshots to his friends, he bailed. Didn't want the baggage of being tied to her mess. She was left with no boyfriend, no money, and reputation in the gutter. My buddy said her friend was getting fed up with her staying there, dropping hints about needing her own place. Tough luck. I changed my phone number and locked down all my social media. She wasn't getting another way to reach me. I heard through the grapevine that she had to move to a cheap studio in a rough part of town. She worked extra hours just to keep the lights on, and her friends finally told her to get out. I don't know the details, and I don't care. She thought she could play me, lie to my face, and walk away with a cushy setup. Instead, she's scraping by, and I'm walking away with what's mine. I'm not going to lie, the divorce took a toll. It's not easy cutting someone out of your life after 7 years, especially when you thought you knew them. But I'm not sitting around feeling sorry for myself. I took my share of the money and leased a new car, something I'd been eyeing for a while. I've been spending more time with my buddy and a few other friends, grabbing beers, watching games, whatever. It's nice to have my life back without her lies hanging over me. She tried one last time to get to me, leaving a voicemail on a friend's phone since I'd blocked her. She said I owed her for taking her savings and making her look bad. I told my friend to delete it and not bother me with her nonsense. She's still trying to pin this on me, like I'm the one who cheated and hid the money. It's pathetic. I told my lawyer about it, and he said if she keeps harassing me, we can file a restraining order. I hope it doesn't come to that, but I'm ready if it does. Thanks for the support on my last posts. You guys kept me grounded. I'll let you know if anything else pops up, but for now, I'm done with her and moving on. She lost the right to your time and energy the minute she betrayed you. New car, good friends, peace of mind? That's a solid rebound. You've earned every bit of a fresh start. Hope you keep enjoying it, and if she ever tries to come back with more drama, sounds like you've got the right people in your corner to shut it down fast. Onward and upward, man. What would you do if you discovered your partner was secretly stashing cash while planning a life with someone else? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you for joining us today on rSpace. Be sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on our next video. See you next time.